World is your mirror. But what exactly does it mean your world is your mirror, and why you guys constantly make the same mistakes even though you have awareness that your world is your mirror? You're still looking for the 3D to validate something that it's already been done and it's already been created. What the majority of people do when it comes down to manifestation, and I think they do it subconsciously, they try to create something in the physical reality. That's not what manifestation is about. You do not go out there and create something. You don't necessarily even attract something. You just select what you want to experience, because the world can only mirror who you are. But let's talk about it today. So finally, this is a requested video from you guys to talk about the mirror world. I already talked about it on my Patreon, so if you're new to my channel, subscribe and hit the ring bell button, and especially join our Patreon community where I make extra content and videos where I go deeper into this concept and esotericism as well. You find the links down below. My coachings are down below, and every info that you need from me is in the description box. So welcome, my name is Naya, for those of you who are new, and let's get started. So it's easy. Like, your work, everything that you see in reality, especially when it comes down to your personal experience, is your mirror. Now, the collective mirror will be the collective consciousness. So for example, every single time that you guys ask me about what about the war, or what about diseases, what about things that are happening to the world, that is the mirror of our collective consciousness. Now, when I'm talking, what I'm going to refer to in this video is your experience, your life, what you are directly in contact with, and not necessarily what is happening all over the place, which is a collective responsibility more than a subjective responsibility, in my opinion. But talking only about your personal experience. So when we're talking about personal experience, we're probably talking about your job, your life, your sustenance, your relationships, your sense of accomplishment, your sense of purpose, all the things that human beings care about, right? That is a reflection of who you are. And I feel that a lot of people understand this concept of the mirror world, but then they don't apply it. What does it mean they don't apply it? You guys get it. You're not stupid. You understand, okay, Nia, your world is a mirror. I can only experience who I am. Great. But then what you guys typically do, and I know because I do coaching, so there is a lot of this example, so don't feel guilty if that is you. What happens is, let's give an example again of SP or just manifesting love, because it's the most common and easier example. And especially it's the easier when it comes down to reacting to the 3D and not being able to mastering one's emotion. The reason that is because romantic relationships, or relationships in general, in my opinion, are the ones that test our emotions a lot and make us really reactive, because we think in our head that we don't have control over those circumstances in regards to other people or relationships in general. That's why I feel we are more emotionally attached to those things and more reactive, or because we give a lot of importance to social interactions and romantic connections in general. At least most of us do. So with that premise, what happens is that you guys do this. So you understand your world is a mirror, gotta work on myself, gotta do the affirmations, I gotta become the new version of me, which we talked about in my previous videos, die to the old self. Please go ahead and watch it if you didn't already. So I get it, I am the new self. Let's say you got this, okay? Then what happens, you do it for 1 day, you do it for 2 days. And then you start doing exactly this, which is wavering. Every single time you guys ask me what is wavering, this is what you're doing. You are basically looking at the mirror, which is your reality, and you're like, I'm the new self, I'm the new self, I'm the new self. Oh, nothing is happening, nothing is happening. Who you have become over here? You have reverted back to the person that doesn't have it already. Okay, fine, it's just a moment. Then you go up again and you affirm, then you go down. Let's say you receive some movement for love or for a specific person. I got the other day, a client was like, I have some movement, but it's not exactly what I want. Who is saying this? Who is the person that is texting? I got movement, but it's not exactly what I want. The person that doesn't have it yet. So you go down again, right? And instead, you should be like, I saw movement. I got it. I got it. That you will remain up. You will remain the new self. but no, you go down. So you go like this, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down in your behaviors, and especially in your thoughts. I'm going to say it again. Look at me. Up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down with your thought world. Okay? You don't remain still in one consciousness. And then your world does this. Hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold. I am here. I don't want you. I love you. You're the love of my life. I don't want commitment, but I really want you, and I still text you, but I'm confused. I don't know if I'm ready. And then you text in a comment or generally in coaching or whatever you are, and you're like, I don't understand. It's not working. It's still, I got this hot and cold behavior. Like, he wants me, but then he doesn't want commitment, and then he texts me again, and I don't know what is going on. Look at the mirror. This is you, okay? This is the world. You're doing this. And then you're wondering why your world is doing this. Your world cannot reflect who you are. They cannot do anything. But there are some cases where people are successfully manifesting. So I did an example of a recent success stories of one of my clients on my Patreon. And it wasn't for love, it was for something else. But she basically did this. Like, after a while that she was trying all sorts of techniques, we talked about it, we sort of formula out for her, she followed it to the T, and she went like this. She stayed in one consciousness of, I got it. She manifested after less than a week, maximum a week it was, after we started coaching. Not because she got coaching from me. It means nothing from who she gets coaching from. It's because she stayed like this. I got it. And the world, her mirror, what had to do? It had to mirror her. So it went like this. Ding, manifestation. That's all that is to it. Your world is your mirror. Why at the beginning of the video I said you are not really creating anything. I'm sorry. I still need to see that it's filming. Okay. Why you're not creating anything? Because the mindset has to be different. Like, if you go out there with the mindset of, okay, this needs to be created, what in your head, you're gonna stop, because human beings do this automatically. It's okay. Our brain was constructed to understand and process data from the 3D world. It's fine. You're not guilty because of it. You just have to be aware that this is what your brain is doing, okay? So what it's happening is, okay, I have to create something. Okay, let me do a plan. Let me think about all the ways that I can get from point A to point Z. So let's say that I need to find a new love. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna go out to bars, and then I'm gonna meet this person, and then I'm gonna text, and then I'm gonna do this, and then you start thinking and trying to control, even by affirming all the possible scenarios in which you are going to receive love or whatever specific thing that you want. That is trying to create your reality. I want you to stop doing that. Not because necessarily it doesn't work. I mean, there are instances where it works, and it does work even when you're trying to control things, but it's exhausting. You're going to get into a burnout, and you're not going to get what you want. Like, you're going to get very spotty results because you don't have to put effort. I was hearing Neville Goddard, like, that's something that I'm doing lately. I put Neville Goddard on an audiobook because I love to hear from Neville Goddard, and I stopped on a sentence, and he was writing, to put effort is to fail. And I cannot resonate with that more. And he was talking specifically about prayer. When you pray with effort, you're failing at manifesting. The reason why he's saying this is because if you put effort, is because you are in the consciousness of not having, of not being, of being the person that is trying to get there rather than being the person that is already there. And because your world is a mirror, it will reflect the struggle. It will reflect the effort. So I mean, it could be that you get what you want, but you will get there with a lot of effort because you are reflecting that effort, okay? So my suggestion is to not put effort at all. Just don't even go there. You don't have to know exactly how love is going to come into your life. You don't have to know exactly how your career is going to get successful. Please try to get into the receiving mode, which is what we're going to talk about today on Patreon. Try to get into the mindset, the way is going to be shown to me. If 1 million people need to move to get my manifestation, they will come to me. My manifestation will come to me, because actually I'm not attracting, but it's my world mirroring who I am in consciousness. So I don't need to know how I'm going to get there. And it's fantastic when you start going into this mindset, because the action that you are required to take are going to be shown to you. You're going to be moved in various situations. So it will look like, obviously you're going to take some action because you're a physical being, but you're not even going to think about it. Trust me, guys, and I'm going to give examples today on my Patreon about a personal story. The actions are going to show up. I can give you over here the example of when I met my husband. Like, I just went out, not because I was trying to find someone, but because I got invited. It was the last day I was here in London, and I just wanted to go out. It was a good feeling. It was a good day. I was peaceful. I wasn't trying to get with anyone, like I said. And that was the day that I met my husband. I never, like with him, I never had to wonder what he was thinking, wonder why he wasn't texting me. He was there. He was the one. He was available. He was interested in me. And we had reciprocal conversation. Everything was easy. Everything was effortless. Getting engaged was effortless. So the marriage, we got upside down, but we got there. And I never really had to apply that much effort apart from thinking as the person that was already married. Like I said yesterday, we were watching a TV show, and I said to him, well, you look a lot happier since we got married. And he said, yeah, 100%. What about you? And I said, in my mind, we were always married, so I always was happy. And I genuinely feeling that way. And he laughed about it because he knows I'm serious when I say these things. He knows how delusional I am. So I was always happy because in my mind, we were already married. And in fact, we are. In my mind, I was always pregnant. In fact, baby, it's here. In my mind, I was always a successful YouTuber. And it doesn't matter how long it took. It doesn't matter how step I had to take. It seems like a snap to me to even think about it, because in my mind, I was always a successful YouTuber. And I am. It doesn't matter what you guys say. I am. Surely you can always do better, but I am. So that is your world, is your mirror, you guys. So you cannot complain that your world, in whatever circumstances you're in, whatever it is that you want to manifest, is doing like this, if in your head you're also doing this. Your world, keep this straight into your mind, cannot do anything else than what you're doing internally. So there is no one to change but self in this. Not because you have to change your personality that much. You have to change who you are. You're perfectly fine the way that you are. But you have to shift the thoughts. You have to shift the mindset. And affirmations, they work for the majority of people because that's exactly what they do. They are thoughts. They are change in thoughts that result in changing consciousness. So there is really nothing to look outside of you. There is really no complaint when you understand this. There is only one thing that you're supposed to do, is to have awareness. You see something that you don't like in your world, you take a step back from your character and you're like, I see this, what I've been thinking, what I've been doing, how can I change that? And take responsibility over your thought world and your world, because you're not creating anything. You are only a projector. That's what you are, and your mirror is reflecting the internal projection, which is hand in hand also with what quantum physics, by the way, I made a video about what quantum physics has taught me about manifestation, is in hand with what quantum physics has said. If everything is observant dependent, then obviously there is nothing to look outside of me. It's about my perception of reality. It's about where I look, where I put my focus. So guys, I don't understand, like, we have repeated this concept so many times and still you're wondering why. In your mind you go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and you're wondering why you get in hot and cold behavior. Guys, I'm not saying this to make you feel guilty, but I hope that at least the majority of you will stop doing this so we can just move forward and get our shit done. Okay, love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and always get notified with the ring bell on about my lives and my videos. And yeah, let's keep me updated in the comment section. Love you so much. See you soon.